Hey everyone, so I am so super excited to get back on here and talk to you about home buyer programs and some products that I love and I think you'll love too. So this video is kind of going to be jam-packed with a lot of information. Feel free to take notes. I hope you do. But don't get too caught up in that. I'm just rambling about the products that I love. I will include a description with all of the links and all the information that you can read over after this video. So don't get too overwhelmed. Just listen to the information, take it all in. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. So the first disclaimer that I have before I start talking about home buyer programs, I will say that some of these programs are specific to first-time home buyers. But before you click off this video, if you feel like you're not a first-time home buyer, they define them differently. Some programs may define a first-time home buyer as someone who hasn't owned a home in, let's say, 3 to 5 years. And some of them are like, if you've ever owned a home in your entire life, then you're not a first-time home buyer. Now, if you've watched my other videos, you probably already know what I'm about to say. You don't know what you know until you know. So always, always, always consult a lender that works with these programs to see if you qualify or not before you count yourself out. That's the best advice I can give you before I jump into these good programs. All right, guys, so right off the rip, if you plan to purchase a home in the DMV area, the next 3 programs that I'm about to name are super important for you to know. Number 1, in DC, there is the HPAP or Home Purchase Assistance Program that just recently increased their gap financing from $80,000 to $202,000, plus an additional $4,000 for closing costs. This is super exciting and beneficial to first-time home buyers who are eligible because the amount of money that the buyers have had to come out of pocket with over the last few years has increased just because the home values and the home prices have increased too. So I think it only makes sense that the assistance that DC will provide to these eligible applicants increases as well. To find out if you are eligible for this program, you already know what I'm going to say. Read the description below, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next program. Next up is MMP, and that stands for Maryland Mortgage Program, but a lot of lenders refer to it as Maryland Mortgage Programs with an S because under MMP there are specialty loans, and this is the part that I love. There are specialty loans for specific borrowers that have other conditions that might make purchasing a home challenging, difficult, or otherwise unaffordable. For instance, if you are lucky enough to want to purchase a home in Montgomery County, which just so happens to be one of the wealthiest counties in the nation and definitely the wealthiest county in Maryland, there is additional assistance that could be provided to you, up to $25,000 in down payment assistance. That is huge news, and that's great because, again, it's a wealthy county, so the home values, the home prices, you can expect to be much higher. If you have disabilities, they have the Homeability Specialty Loan, and if you have student loan debt, they have MMP Smart Buy 3.0. Look those up or just click the link below so that you can learn more about it. Brief intermission just to remind you that the difference between a loan and a grant is free money and a loan is not. The lender is expecting that you are going to pay this back some way, somehow. In a lot of cases, it may be even when you forgot about it and you're trying to sell your home years down the line, you're going to have to give them their money back, baby. Okay? Just to forewarn you, okay? So I'm going to jump into 2 grants that I know of that I feel like deserve honorable mention. I say honorable mention because the downside to using a grant is everybody wants free money. So you know what that means? The demand for the money usually outweighs the availability of it. So you have to get in where you fit in, first come, first serve, and don't be don't be crushed if it's just not the right time. First up, this one is pretty popular. It is the Federal Home Loan Bank, and specifically the Federal Home Loan Bank of Atlanta will offer home buyers or people that already own a home up to $10,000 toward a home purchase or to rehabilitate a home that they already own. I'm actually very excited to talk about this next grant program just because it came from one of our preferred vendors. It's very new, so first come, first serve, and I'm sure there are still funds available at this point. But Embrace Home Loans will offer borrowers up to $10,000 for down payment assistance. And again, it's a grant, it's money that you don't have to pay back. They also define a first-time home buyer as someone who has not owned a home within the last 3 years. So if you've owned a home 4, 5, 6, 80 years ago, that's old news to them, and you might still be eligible for this grant. So take advantage, please, please, please. Whew. So that was a lot of information that I spewed out there, but I want to caution you, listen to this video as like an overview of what these programs are and what they have to offer. Certainly do some additional research with the links that I provide below, and talk to a lender that works with these programs so that you can understand the specifics about your scenario and where you fit in with these programs.